This is a toy spot on DC Universe. Classics Wave 11. This is figure 6. This is Jon Stewart. For anyone asking, I picked these up through Big Bad Toy Store. I actually picked up the entire set, so I'm going to review the entire set in the next several reviews. A couple people have asked me if I could do some more of the figures out now as opposed to some of the figures I usually review. Most of the things I usually review are some of the older waves, so I thought, well, why not do the current wave of Wave 11, and then I'll go back and I'll just do the reviews of the other waves later on. So let's first look at the packaging. Packaging on the very nice Jon Stewart. As you can see, they still utilize the back paneling. It's not quite the starburst that it was before, and actually I do find, might just be me, but I do find that the comic paneling is probably a little more visible. You can make it out a little bit more than what you would on the other DC Universe figures. As you can see down below, there's a picture of Jon Stewart. The figure comes with the left arm of Kilowog. Kilowog being the Build-A-Figure or the Collect and Connect figure from this set. And it says it says buy all 7. There we go. Buy all 7. Don't collect all 7. You have to buy all 7. Good old Mattel. But buy all 7 to build your Collect and Connect Kilowog. The other figures in this wave, as you can see, there's Katma Tui, there's Shark, there's Deadman, Cyborg Superman, The Question, Jon Stewart, and finally there's Steppenwolf. The two variants in this wave are Steppenwolf. Both comes in the classic, the very cool Superpowers variant, as well as the modern Steppenwolf. Deadman also was a variant as well, which had a phasing variant. Very, very nice set though. The biography on Jon Stewart says, when Green Lantern Hal Jordan was incapacitated en route to a JLA adventure, Hal's power rings sought out and selected architect Jon Stewart to be Hal's alternate peacekeeper of Space Sector 2814. Honest and utterly without fear, Jon was eventually awarded his own green power ring and full-time status as a Green Lantern in his own right. He continues battling evil as a Green Lantern, his dedication earning him a full membership in the JLA. For those unfamiliar, that would be the Justice League of America. Statistics: first appearance Green Lantern, second series, number 87, January 1972. Wow, second season, that's a long time ago, 1972. Real name Jon Stewart, occupation architect, base of operations New York City, special abilities, power ring can turn anything he imagines into solid green glowing plasma. A natural leader, architectural background makes his ring constructs structurally sound. Structurally sound. But there is the read-up on Jon Stewart. I'm looking very much to getting this guy out of the package, so let's not wait any longer. Let's just get this guy out of the package, and we will get a better look at Jon Stewart. Stay tuned, guys. Don't go anywhere. And it seems lately, usually what I've been doing is when I've got the Collect and Connect pieces, I've tend to have started actually with the torso, or the main part of the figure, and then as I get the other accessories, I do a checklist, and I add those parts. Being how cool Jon Stewart is, I figured I would start with him first. I'd review him first. And what we end up getting, unfortunately, at the moment, is we only get a single arm of Kilowog. So not really much to see right now. Certainly, though, as I review the figures, you can see a lot more of Kilowog coming together until finally the very impressive Kilowog will be fully assembled. But for the time being, we've got an arm. So we'll put that aside. Don't go anywhere. Don't stay. Stay. The Hal Jordan, the Jon Stewart is a fantastic figure, and I'm so pleased. Actually, I opened him first because I really liked the look of him, and actually even before I picked up this set, when I saw them online and I saw the pictures of them, the the Jon Stewart actually stood out to me. It was one of the figures I really wanted to get. Certainly him, Question, and Cyborg Superman, I think, are really the key figures to be picking up from this wave. As you can see, the paint scheme is fantastic on this figure. Fantastic. The eyes, surprisingly, the eyes of anything, I think, on this figure is probably the most detailed. You can really see like the sculpt and everything else on it is done really, really nice. Quite nice. The ring is very easy to make out. I think you even see that on camera. You can see the little symbol there. Now, what seems to me as a start of hopefully things to come, it seems the paint is much more vibrant than some of the earlier waves of Justice of the DC Universe figures. Case in point, I'll just move Jon Stewart to the side here, and I'll bring in Hal Jordan. And for anyone who watched my review, the original review I gave of Hal Jordan was, I said that the paint seemed a little faded, a little, it wasn't as vibrant as it could be. And I think now you can really see it compared to Jon Stewart here. The Jon Stewart, whoops, it's falling over there. Jon Stewart's a nice black, a nice really rich, vibrant black. Whereas now that you're looking at the Hal Jordan, you can't help but notice that Hal Jordan's got not really so much a black as a dark gray. And even the green, while the green looks very similar, I find the green, even on the boots of Jon Stewart, to be a little more richer in color than that on Hal Jordan. Certainly it is nice to still have both figures. But I mean, the good example is definitely with the Jon Stewart, though, as to how far they've come along with the paint. He's got this metallic paint as well, or at least it almost looks like metallic. Yeah, it looks like there's metallic paint on his side bracelets, or whatever you want to call them. Now that the metallic doesn't seem to carry over on anywhere else on the figure. It's very strange that they put the metallic paint here and they didn't put it anywhere else on the figure. I mean, really, had that been on everywhere, it might have actually made the figure look nicer. I don't know, it could have also taken too much away from the figure. Now, I've got one thing, I think you can see on the shoulder, I've got like a little shiny bit. It's almost got a stickiness to it. I don't know if it's a factory defect. Maybe there's a bit of something that got on there. As well, you can see that they've done a little bit nicer of a job covering over the cape plug, the ever-present rectangular plug that they put on the backs, allowing them to use the same mold, and they would just put the capes on and stuff for all the flying heroes. But they've done a little better of a job covering that over, which I do like. In the way of his accessories, Jon Stewart does come with two. He does come with, and actually both of them are ring related, I should say. The first one being that he comes with an energy fist, which I think is the nicer of the two accessories. As you can see there. I think that's really nice. I like that. He does also come with, now I suppose you could have it on either arm. He also does come with a machine gun, which to me, I don't know, it seems kind of like an afterthought by Mattel. I really don't know why they would have given him a gun. You know, of all the things the Green Lanterns have been able to create, might fit maybe better on this arm. Of all the things that the Green Lanterns have created, really gun isn't the first thing that comes to mind. And for that reason, they could have really swapped this out with an axe. You know, a giant fly swatter would have been awesome. But to me, it seems like gun was just just a last minute thought, like an afterthought for this figure. One thing though, and I'm sure somebody will be asking me this. One thing though is that this is the coolest accessory, if you ask me, that he comes with. This accessory also you can take and put on Hal Jordan. And as you can see, get it on there. And you can have Hal Jordan with it on as well. To me, it seems more comical that I would probably put it on Hal Jordan. I always think of Jon Stewart as a little more serious, that I don't know if he'd have a giant fist. Plus, I think it looks cooler on Hal Jordan. But it is nice that they included this. The only downside, though, because we got the fist and we got the machine gun, or the energy gun, the one thing he didn't get was one of these. Yes, Hal Jordan got one of these, but unfortunately, nothing for Jon Stewart. Not that it would have helped anyways, because his fists are actually molded shut. But I think if I would have preferred a lantern really over one of these, or I would have preferred something other than a gun. And in the way of his articulation, Jon Stewart, you can move the head left to right, up and down. The shoulders can move in and out, up and down. You can rotate the bicep. You can bend at the elbow, rotate the fist. You can bend at the torso, rotate the waist, which is a little loose on this figure. You move the leg in and out, back and forth, rotate the thigh, bend at the knee, and bend at the foot. And I've said this already, but if you want to start getting the Wave 11 and you don't know where to start, the Jon Stewart is a very good first choice. The Jon Stewart, the Question, and the Cyborg are all figures I really wanted to get in this set. And now that I've opened up Jon Stewart here, just a fantastic figure. I'd give this figure a good 8, probably a good 8 out of 10. And certainly, now that you've got Jon Stewart and you've got Hal Jordan, the Green Lantern Corps is getting quite large. And certainly there is the other 2 Green Lanterns from this wave to add to the Green Lantern Corps. But a nice addition. That was a toy spot on the DC Universe Wave 11, and that was the very impressive, though disappointing really with the accessory, the one accessory, but the very impressive Jon Stewart. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Stay tuned for many more DC Universe Wave 11 figures. Please comment, subscribe, and I'll see you guys next time. Later.